Hey everyone, it's Ben Hardy here, and in today's we'll be reviewing the Ford Raptor R. This is Ford's big middle finger to the Ram TRX. Before we get into this video, I want to give a huge shout out and thank you to the National GMC here in American Fork for giving me some time with this Raptor R. I'll include a link to the website in the description down below. If you have any questions, just ask for David. I'll also include a link to my car buying guide. Let's get into it. Under the hood, we have a supercharged 5.2 liter V8 that goes through a 10-speed automatic transmission. Fuel economy is 10 around town and then 15 on the highway, with power outputs being 720 horsepower and then 640 pound-feet of torque. Before I move forward with this review, I do want to mention if you want to see more videos just like this, then I recommend you subscribe because I post content every single day. Now I think the hood's really cool. You guys can see here with the decal and then like the R logo there being orange. And then yeah, the power dome, it's cool looking. Anyways, white, always a classic. You've got the amber lights here, you've got all the marker lights as well. And then you can see here with the painted recovery points at the bottom as well, modular bumper. All that looks great. Biggest change for 25 is just colors. There's different color options available with the Raptor R. Other than that, it's kind of the same truck. And so that means that we've got 37s wrapped around 17-inch wheels as standard in the front and over in the rear. And I think that the wheel design is really cool. It's cool to see OEMs release wheels that look as good as aftermarket wheels. Now we still, of course, have the independent front suspension with the Fox shocks live valve. Gigantic fender flares. And on the R, everything's painted black rather than gray, like on the regular Raptor. Another cool decal there on the side. And then you guys can see here with the fixed side steps, and then in the rear with the live valve Fox shocks and the multi-link setup as well. And Ford's always kind of changing their decals over time. It seems like every single year they just have like a different kind of decal look, so it seems like they just can't decide on something, but there you go. And then quickly looking at the key fob, we have our lock and unlock function, remote start, tailgate drop down, Ford logo there on the back. Pretty straightforward stuff. And bed liner, which is nice, right? Over $100,000, so you'd expect it. We've got nice LED lights, got a power outlet here in the bed as well. And then we've got the step here for the rear. And then this is automated, so it's slow, but it'll pop back up. And then these new taillights, these were new for 24. And I think they look really good in the Raptor. The regular F-150, they kind of look dorky, but in the Raptor, they make sense with the overall design. Again, you got the off-road style bumper there, spare tire underneath, and super nice sounding exhaust. You guys will hear that later. And this leads us inside, where we've got nice soft touch trim here at the top. You can see with the kind of like suede down below, more of that soft touch trim. I like this. I think that's pretty cool. And then here are the seats. See, it says Raptor on it. But yeah, really nice suede down the center. And then you can pick it up, so you've got storage underneath as well. Grab handle to help out with getting in. Again, this is an F-150, so you've got F-150 space here in the back. Got a little storage pocket, some cup holders, heated seats with some vents, outlets and all of that at the bottom. And then the sunroof does get in the way of headroom a little bit, but it's not bad. And this, of course, leads us up front, where again, all of the nice soft touch trim. We've got all of our window controls here, front two are automatic. The mirrors power fold in, memory seat functionality, more of that cool carbon fiber trim. Power folding mirrors that also have blind spot monitoring. Payload's pretty solid on this, $12.92. Again, for a Raptor, it's not too bad. And then here are the front seats. Again, you've got that bucket design. And you can see the coloration in the seats is pretty nifty. All of your power adjustments on the side. And then we've got all of our light controls here as well. Sorry, my shadow's in the way, I just realized that. Sorry about that. Pedal adjustment as well. Taking a look at the steering wheel, of course, you got the R logo with more of that carbon fiber trim. Raptor paddle shifters there on the back, very nice metallic feel to them. And yeah, you've got the marker here at the top, which you notice that it's blacked out because everyone else has copied the Raptor marker. So Ford's like, you know what? We're not coloring it anymore. Anyways, you got stuff like adaptive cruise control. And then you notice here on the side, there we go, it's in the light now. We've got our steering wheel adjustment, shocks, exhaust, all of that on the steering wheel. And full digital gauge cluster, just like a loaded up F-150, because I mean ultimately this is a super loaded up F-150. We do have the drive mode select, which is actually on the other side. Got my things mixed up. Which does show a Raptor. It actually shows that's a 37 performance package Raptor, so it's not even a Raptor R for the animation, but I'll forgive them. In reverse, we do have a backup camera there, bird's eye view on top of that. Great resolution. And then as for the rest of the infotainment system, quick to respond. For the most part, you've got the little auxiliary tab there on the side. I lived with this infotainment system when I had my Gen 3 Raptor, and it's nice, it's easy to use. You can also turn on the camera whenever you want. And you got parking assist up top. It also has off-road cruise control on top. It's kind of hard to see because of the lighting. We've got our trailer assist backup, and then we've got our trailer brake controls, drive line with a rear locking differential. Now this does have four-wheel drive auto as well as low and high, all of that. Dual zone climate with heated and ventilated seats and a heated steering wheel. Got more of that nice trim down below. That covers up the wireless phone charging pad. Some cup holders here. Nice little shifter. It can do the fold down like this. And it's not going to pop up on very well, but you can see it says V8. It's kind of cool. But yeah, Raptor there. Pretty darn solid. And then we've got more of that cool carbon fiber on the glove box. Double glove box setup. Nicer trim here on the dash, so the Raptor R gets fancier trim compared to regular F-150. And then you do have the heads-up display, which is kind of newer. Power sliding rear window. And then we've got all these auxiliary switches up top. Now pretty much everything comes standard with the Raptor R, so you can expect to spend at minimum about 115 grand. That's of course before the dealer markups, and most dealers are still marking these up quite a bit because they're hard to get and everyone wants them. Let's drive it. Well, visibility and all of that. Over the hood, it's good. Mirrors, do a blind spot monitoring, and throw the rest through. Test it off. And I will say, God bless this grab handle that Ford puts in. I just squatted 440 for 13 reps on Saturday, and it's Monday today, and my legs still hurt just a little bit. So having a grab handle so I can like pull myself up into the truck, definitely a nice thing to have. Oh, so buttery smooth. Gotta love the V8 sound. I personally own a car with a V8. It's a 200 series Land Cruiser, but I've owned some crazy V8 cars over the years, and I always forget just how good a performance tuned V8 sounds. Just like how aggressive it is. Again, my 200 series is like just smooth, and like you get that nice low V8 rumble, but it's just very smooth sounding. Whereas this is kind of just like angry. It's so angry, and that's actually not even open up. We'll put it in the Baja mode right off the bat. It's really cool, but it's a smooth power band too. Supercharged V8s are great because you get just instant response. You know, V8 already, and then the supercharger adds to that, right? Turbos kind of muffle the response a little bit because you got to spool up the turbos, but this, it just happens all at once. And let me tell you, it sounds beautiful. It really is cool to experience. This Tesla is so annoying. They're like, there you go, look at that. Speeding in. But you know, maybe that's why Teslas aren't selling, is because they're annoying. There you go. Oof. Suspension, it floats. So if you're wondering about the dual valve live valve, it just floats more. That is the best way for me to describe how this feels compared to the non-dual valve. So it really does have that, like, even just over a little dip like that, super floaty, which I think is cool personally. It feels like a Baja truck, more so than even the Gen 3 that I owned. Folks, you know how this works. Yeah, it's quick. Now, just like the Hummer EV, it's such a big truck and you're so high off the ground that it hides the speed. Like, just to give you an idea of the perception difference, because I review so many different cars. If you're in a Mazda Miata and you are going 40 miles an hour, that feels like the same experience in this when you're going like 70 miles an hour. So being low to the ground really does make things feel faster. And so this is, it's quick, it throws you back in your seat, but it also hides the speed. It does hide the speed, so it's interesting. But I mean, this is a pickup truck that you can just smoke sports cars. Just leave them for dead. It's cool. In conclusion, the Raptor R is a big middle finger to Ram. And I feel, you know, all the automakers, we all know that they talk with each other, right? And so I feel like here's the conversation. I thought that person would go, but they didn't. Here's how the conversation went. Ram's like, hey, Ford, I know that you're coming out with your new V8 pickup truck, and I know it's going to be way better than our truck with the suspension and all of that because you've been doing this stuff for 10 years, but please, we're going to discontinue our truck in 24. So, like, can you just tone things down with the Raptor, let us sell out of the rest of the TRXs we have, and then you can, you know, do what you're going to do. And it really does seem like that's what happened, because, like, they come out the Raptor R in 23, 700 horsepower, 2 horsepower less than the Ram TRX. And then all of a sudden, overnight, magically, when they do the 24 refresh, there's 20 more horsepower. Which, can I even fit here? I forget how big the Raptor is. It's such a wide truck. Yeah, just out of nowhere, it's just like magically, it's like, oh, we got 20 more horsepower, and all of a sudden it's better than the TRX with the power. So, yeah, this doesn't sound as good as the Ram TRX in terms of just the Hellcat engine's a crazy. I have to figure this out. Anyways, I'll do my parking later off camera where I can focus on it more because it's a tight space here. As I was saying, the Ram TRX, right, sounds better than the Raptor R, but this has better suspension and it feels quicker, right? It's a lighter pickup truck, so it does feel quicker. It's got more horsepower. The engine's more aggressive. The transmission, I think, is a little bit just snappier in the Raptor. So there, I love the Ram TRX, and I still, like, honestly lean more towards the TRX because I just like the looks of it more, and I like how that drives a little bit more on-road. But off-road, this is better objectively. And it's cool that Ford still makes this. Again, this is like Ford's just big middle finger to Ram, because it's like Ram does not make a V8 truck anymore. It's like Ram has to neuter the TRX and only put a 6-cylinder in it, and Ford's able to do both. And I mean, that's what Ford gets to do because they sell EVs and they can offset with the government's carbon credits and everything. So let me know what you guys think about the Raptor R, but this is the true king of pickup trucks, and I still want to do that comparison, Ram RHO versus Ford Raptor, but it's too bad we can't have Raptor R versus TRX comparisons anymore because the TRX is no more.